Hello and welcome. The good folks at DJI have sent me these two batteries to do a comparison analysis, and that's what I'm going to do in this video, but also it'll be done through the lens of using a battery like this when you're out camping with your Jeep. So stick around. Hey, welcome to Cheaper Jeeper TV. I'm Dino, your host. Glad to see you here. I am super excited to bring this video to you. I'm going to be doing a comparison analysis of these two batteries, the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max and the newly released DJI Power 2000. Here's one side with the label, and you can see the two holes near the top for the fans. If we swing over to this side, at the very top you have your charging ports. You have solar as well as your AC charging port, and then you have 6 AC outlets as well as a 12-volt cigarette socket. And then when we swing around to this side, we have 2 ports for expansion batteries, and then you have the holes at the top there for the exhaust fans. And then finally on this side you have your USB-A and USB-C ports. And that's your quick tour of the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max. And here, as we look at the new DJI Power 2000, we can recognize the similar shape to the Ecoflow. However, in contrast, the DJI Power 2000 has all of the ports all on the same side. Here you have the AC outlets, followed by 4 USB-C ports, followed by 4 USB-A ports. Here we have the AC charging port with a special port with pins in it that I'll discuss later, as well as the special SDC ports, which I'll also discuss later. As we swing around to this side, you can see the mounts for the proprietary MPPT controller, as well as the vent for the fan, and then the back is clear as well as the top, and then this side has mounts for the MPPT controller and the vent. Let's first start by comparing the size. You can see up on the screen the physical dimensions of the two batteries, but when you just look at them right here on the ground, they look pretty much the same size, give or take an inch here or there. These batteries, in terms of physical appearance, look very similar. Although the ports are located in different areas, essentially they're 2 rectangular boxes with handles at the top. Also, when talking about size, their capacity and the amount of energy stored is that they both have 2048 watt hours. So that's pretty spectacular that you've got that much energy in those form factors. Now, what about weight? They seem pretty close. This one is 51 pounds, that one is 49. So for all intents and purposes, they even weigh the same, give or take a couple pounds. But when I shared with you the size in terms of the energy storage that these batteries can hold, it doesn't just end there. Both of these batteries can have expansion packs added to them. The Ecoflow Delta 2 Max can have an additional 2 expansion packs added to this to give you over 6,600 watt hours of electricity. But the DJI can have up to 10 expansion packs added to it, giving you over 22,500 watt hours. And that's my talk to you about size in terms of physical size and size of energy that can be stored. Let's see what these look like when they're stored in the Jeep. Here's a physical look at what it looks like when you have a battery this size stored in your Jeep here on the back shelf. Now this one is the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max. Let's have a look at the DJI 2000. So again, since they are pretty much the same physical size, give or take an inch here or there, you can see how these units don't take up a lot of space. Now this is on my Cheaper Jeeper TV DIY brackets and shelf unit here. I'll have a link in the description section if you're interested in making one for yourself. But you can see if you were to configure the battery up in this location, it really doesn't take up a lot of space. And now let's compare these two batteries in terms of the amount of power that they can output. This unit has a 2400 watt inverter, but the DJI 2000 has a 3000 watt inverter. So if you're running a few more electrical items that draw a lot of power, maybe along with your 12-volt refrigerator and some USB fans, you might have an item that draws a lot of power like a kettle, a coffee maker, an induction stovetop. Having the larger inverter would come in handy. Now, to deliver that power, there are a number of outlets on these units. When we have a look at the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max, you can see that there are 6 AC outlets, and in the DJI 2000, there are 3 AC outlets plus a 30 amp TT30 connector.
This TT30 connector can be used when you're camping with your Jeep pulling your trailer off grid. Also, interestingly, if you didn't require the TT30 adapter at the time, you could always buy this adapter off Amazon and convert it into 3 AC outlets.
Now, the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max has 4 USB-A connectors, 2 12 watts and 2 18 watts. And the DJI 2000 has 4 USB-A connectors, but they're all 24 watts. So if you're interested in the faster USB-A charging, the DJI 2000 has the faster USB-A ports. In terms of USB-C ports, the Delta 2 Max has 2 that are 100 watts each. However, the DJI Power 2000 has 4 USB-C ports. 2 are 140 watt ports and 2 are 65 watt ports. So you have more USB-C ports should you have devices like laptops and other peripherals that rely on USB-C ports. Interestingly, the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max has these 2 barrel ports that are used for certain items. I think some LED lights or possible 12-volt shavers use those. I'm not sure. I don't have anything that uses them. As well as a 12-volt cigarette lighter socket. In contrast, the DJI Power 2000 has these 2 SDC ports, and those are used also to pump out power from the battery, but they also serve to bring power in through your solar panels or your DC to DC charger. Although there isn't a cigarette lighter port, that's where these SDC ports come in handy, because you can attach all sorts of peripherals as your needs change by using them as adapters plugged into the SDC port. Like you see here, I have the adapter for the cigarette lighter port to run my 12-volt refrigerator. The interesting thing about having the SDC ports is it gives you some flexibility. For example, if I had 2 refrigerators, I only have 1 refrigerator port on the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max, but I can use 2 adapters on those SDC ports and run 2 refrigerators on my DJI 2000. And then ultimately, the one advantage that the DJI 2000 has over the Ecoflow 2 Max, if you're into photography or flying drones, those SDC ports allow you to do fast charging of your DJI drones that are listed here on the side of the screen. Number 3, the third item I want to compare these 2 batteries against is charging. When using grid power, you can charge up the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max from 0 to 80% in 68 minutes. With the DJI Power 2000, you can charge up from 0 to 80% in 55 minutes. Both these manufacturers offer an alternator to battery charging option, and on the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max, it has a maximum charge of 800 watts. And on the DJI 2000, they have one of them that gives you 1,000 watts of charging from alternator to battery through their device. But the DJI 2000 has an additional solar car charger that allows you to pump in 1,800 watts of power using a combination of solar panel and alternator charging. Another difference when it comes to charging is that there are these ports here for which you can charge up this battery with your solar panels, but on the DJI 2000, the MPPT controller is sold separately, and you connect it to the SDC ports, and it allows you to have 2 MPPT controllers with 2 sets of solar panels to help you charge up the DJI 2000 quickly. Now finally, to compare these 2 batteries in terms of construction and safety, they are both made with lithium phosphate batteries, which are the safest option out there. They both have over 40 safety sensors in them to make sure that things aren't getting overcharged or overheated. The DJI 2000 has some extra construction in terms of the protection of the inverter, and there's a video here I'll put up on the screen where this gentleman took the DJI 1000 apart so he could demonstrate for you the construction involved with these batteries to protect them, especially in bumpy conditions, which are very likely if you're camping out of your Jeep. Both these batteries serve as UPS, uninterruptible power supply, where the delay on the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max is 20 microseconds, but on the DJI Power 2000, the delay is just 10 microseconds. So both of them will serve your needs in a scenario like that. Now, the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max comes with a 5-year warranty, and the DJI Power 2000 also will give you a 5-year warranty upon the registration of the product. Both of these units come with an app, and I'll put out a video or possibly a short that discusses that. And you can see how you could use these batteries very easily when camping with your Jeep. They fit just fine, they're not too large. In fact, even though this battery provides twice the amount of power that the DJI 1000 did, it only is about 30% greater in size. So for the just minor increase in size, which doesn't look too cumbersome in the Jeep, you get double the amount of energy. On most of your camping trips, you'd be able to use this battery without the need of a solar panel by the time you get home. Or if you are on a longer trip where you're overlanding, similar to the Cape Breton trip that I did, and you know you're going to be driving every few days or so, all you have to do is get the alternator DC to DC charger option and just power up the battery as you're driving. In a scenario like that, you wouldn't have to get solar panels and have those take up the extra space. So I have been testing the DJI 2000 so far, and I am super satisfied with this, just like I am with the DJI Power 1000. I have a video about that one if you're interested in checking it out. But this one is pretty exciting. The options for the future are also present here, where you can see there's this extra port right here that I'm not sure what it's for yet. But similarly, at the beginning when we were looking at these SDC ports, I presumed that maybe it could serve to function as expansion ports, which they did. So given that this extra port is in the charging area, I'm wondering if it's going to be there to provide even faster charging. But if you want to find out, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the alert bell so you'll be notified when I put out a few more videos about the DJI Power 2000. Now, I'll have links to both of these batteries in the description section below of this video, and hopefully some discount codes as well. And that's your best course of action to check for pricing, because as we know, there are sales going on all the time. But what I'd like to know is, after my reviewing the attributes of both of these batteries in terms of the size, the power, the charging, and other attributes, which of these two batteries best suits your Jeep camping needs? Let me know in the comments section below. Hey, that's it for this week's episode of Cheaper Jeeper TV. I hope that you found this information interesting. If you did, how about giving the video a like? And if you're new, how about hitting the subscribe button and the alert bell so you'll be notified when videos like this come out. Till the next time, Dino for Cheaper Jeeper TV. Be well, stay safe, take care.